In this video, we speak to Liz Marie about her experience working with children with severe and profound intellectual disability. Liz Marie, tell us where you're from and the centre that you work at.
I'm from Tozelville in the Western Cape, but more to the Karoo side. And I work at the Centre Caring and Sharing. That's a division of APD, the Associations for Persons with Disabilities in the Breedeville area.
Tell us about the children that you work with.
I work with children from the ages of 3 up till 17 with different disabilities from Down syndrome to autism, and FAS is the most, and then intellectual disabilities.
How many years have you been working with children with severe and profound intellectual disability?
Although it feels like a lifetime, I've only been working for 8 years with them now.
Describe a typical day in the life of a carer working with children with severe and profound intellectual disabilities.
Well, every day is an adventure on its own. From picking up time till going home. Usually we start our day by seeing on how the child emotional mood is for the day, and then we'll go from there. From doing the morning ring up to activity time and gross motor to fine motor to cognitive development activities, all that things. But everything is an adventure and they challenge us on everything we do.
In this day of activities and stimulation, what are the challenges that you would face when caring and supporting for their needs?
At our center, because we're in a small town, it's mostly the stigma that hangs on the word disability. That's why we always work on a child's self-esteem. So whatever comes in, they would know that they accept themselves and they accept the disability. That's why we always say, see me before you see my disability. And yeah, we are a small center, but we make the best of everything, and we've got a good working relationship with the children and the other carers.
Tell me, Liz Marie, why do you do the work that you do, and what motivates you?
What motivates me, it's the children. And why do I do? I do it because I've always had a love for children, and I just never knew it would be the child with special needs. And I feel if I don't do it, who's going to do it? And it's my children, it's our children from my community. So yeah, and it's my motivation every day.
The circles of care for a child with severe and profound intellectual disability are many. So from the family, neighbours, businesses, and even organisations. So how have you, Liz Marie, as a carer, involved the community so that they can be able to also help support the needs of children with severe and profound intellectual disability?
We are an open center. We always tell the community, if you want to know something, you can come in. Just be respectful. Don't make our children feel any less. And we have shows, we have talent shows. We've got lots of educating. We always go to town and educate people. They don't see the child with a disability. We do lots of different stuff. Like sometimes when I go buy groceries, I take one of the bigger children with me so that you can also learn and get used to the community, the people outside, and so the people outside can also get used to. So when we do the talent shows, we show the people, the community, that you think this is a child with a disability, but yet look what he's doing now. Even though it's dancing or singing, or this artwork is doing, he is doing something to his full potential.
Have there been any differences in the child's life when you include and involve the community?
Yes, definitely. You can see once again in the child's self-esteem, because first, when you meet the child, you will see that the child would be shy or something, and then after they've interacted with different children from different schools, you could see they've got that confidence to actually go and explore different things, and to have that confidence to go speak with the normal child, as people would say. And after a show, when they see people clapping hands and screaming, you could see that they're bursting with confidence, and yeah, then we'll be hearing about it all year. They're the best dancer or anything, so yeah.
Do you have any stories that you would like to share with us about how the children that you work with have had an impact on your life?
Yes, lots of stories, but I think how the children had an impact on my life. I wouldn't have been Liz Marie or Lizzie if it weren't for the children. I think they had a big impact in me being me, because I was also once a shy child who didn't have any confidence. And once I started working with these children, I gained so much confidence in the love they give you, the true, unconditional, pure love. It just makes you realize that there's really such a thing as true love. So they've made a really big impact in my life, in me being the person I am today.
How important is it that everyone works together to support the needs of a child with severe and profound intellectual disability?
I think it's very important because you don't know in what state or emotional state the child is in. Even if it's a smile you give the child, you don't know what an impact it would make in the child's life. So for the communities and other people to be part of the child's life, to make the child feel like he's part of a group, he's accepted in the community, it's a huge part of his life. So that's why I always encourage, even if it's not from the community's part, I always encourage our children, go make friends, go be part of something. So it's a big part.
There are different types of support, from physical support to learning support to social support. So can you give us some examples of how you provide the children that you work with physical support?
For physical support, we let a child first try something on its own, then see where he needs assistance, and then we won't just do it for the child just to make it easier. We would want the child to try it on his own because one day he needs to be an independent person. So we'll do repetition and stuff, and physically we would walk with the child, even if the child is in a wheelchair, in a buggy. Take a stroll with the child, talk about what he's seeing, so just that he can see that there's other stuff outside, and even take the child outside of the wheelchair or something, and even to let these features touch the sand. So huge physical part, although many of the children are bigger than us, with four of us, we would carry the child to be part on the jungle gym activities or stuff like that. And even putting on clothes, how do I expect the child to trust me to help him put on his shoes? I would literally take off my shoes and let the child put on my shoes and see how far he gets. And then I will show him, and then now you try putting on your own shoes.
How do you go about supporting the other needs of the child, such as the social needs and the financial needs, and the emotional needs and the legal needs?
I play a big role when it comes to social and emotional, because I want the child to be part of a community, to be accepted into the child to accept himself. So I would encourage the child, and most of the activities is to be a strong, independent person. And for the social needs, like I said, we take the children out into the community. We open to the community if they want to come in and learn more about the children with the special needs or intellectual to profound disabilities. And for the legal needs, we have a social worker. But there are cases that the social worker can't act immediately. We just won't leave it there. We will go to the police. There's been many situations where the police would give me an answer and I would say, no, but I'm not leaving here until I know what's going to happen. Because in many cases, because the system in our land is so, in some of the cases, because of it's an intellectual disabled child, nothing would happen. And I would just, they know me now, but it's her again, she's not going to leave us, so let's just go on with the case. Yeah, so we make sure that something is being done about anything that's legal. And financially, that's why most of the children are on social grant. But we also have fundraising for the children who can't come up with the payments, or we come up with the payments ourselves.
How do you go about providing the support in such a way that it's the right amount of support so that you can help them to be more independent?
Well, we get fantastic activities from the CSPID team, and I've done a small course on special needs at the ECD training, and then also from that course we did with the TEDdy team. And then also because each child has got its own individual needs, we adapt all those activities and resources we get to each child individual needs. So every day, that's why I say every day is a new challenge. We usually sit together and talk on what do we think we should do with this child next. And we include the parents so that the developing doesn't stop at the center, it goes on at home.
We've come to the end of the interview, Liz Marie. Do you have a message, a take-home message that you'd like to share with us about providing support to children with intellectual disability and the rewards that you feel when you do so?
The rewards that I feel is just seeing a child accomplish a stage or a developmental stage to the uniqueness of its own ability. Not to what we think should be his ability, but to his own ability. And even if it's 2 years can pass and you only see the child doing something now, it's the most rewarding thing. Even if it's just a smile when you start a certain activity, you know that this child realized this is going to happen now. So you can see this, that realization of, I am taking in what is happening. And a take-home message is, see the child before you see its disabilities. Remember, we is the person that are seen as normal. And I say normal, I don't believe there's any such thing as a perfect person. And there never will be. So we, as the normal people, we expect a child with a disability, and I'm talking about intellectual or physical or any kind of a disability. We expect those people, those children to accept us for being normal. Why can't we accept them with their disability? So see the child before you see the disability. And I could challenge everyone to take a chance and just get to know a child with a disability, any kind of disability. You don't know how rewarding it is. And they challenge you so much, not just physically, but mentally, because every time you have to come up with new stuff, because you think they do not develop like we think they should be developing, but the stage they're developing, you are so challenged. It's so rewarding at the end of the day when you see something happen. So see the child before you see the disability and accept the child for her or his disability.
Thank you very much, Liz Marie, for sharing your experiences with us about how to support children with severe and profound intellectual disability.